You're watching KHQA Overtime with Chris Dewar. Brought to you by Con Communications.
Well, this is Saturday, September the 29th, and you have indeed entered overtime. Proof positive that the good people here in the KHQA Sports Department will drive a long way to bring you quality highlights because we, after all, do love you unconditionally. And if you love high-octane offensive football, have I got a show for you tonight. Another wild showing today from Coy Dorothy and the West Hancock Titans in just a bit. But let's start at the college level, where Illinois College would welcome in the Midwest Conference's second most prolific offense today in Lawrence. But it's not exactly like Garrett Campbell was quaking in his boots over the explosiveness of today's foe. Not when the Blue Boys are the #1 scoring offense in the entire nation right now in all of Division III at 603 yards a game on average. That's not too shabby. Not only that, but Michael Bates, the outstanding IC sophomore quarterback, #1 in the country right now in total offense. How would it play out today? Oh, we'd have ourselves some fun today at England Field. Early on, though, we're paying homage today to a couple of great seniors, Melissa Norville and Brock Thompson, scholarship award winners coming off of last season. Pony in the house. Good to see him there after a big coaching effort last night for Triopia against Central Southeastern. Early on in this game, in the late portions of the first half, that sack by Demetrius Bayless kills a drive by Lawrence, which could have cut the lead. It's 28-7. Michael Bates had 55 seconds left in the first half. He's up 14. He's going to use it anyway. He's actually up 21. He's just going to continue to pound it away right here as he's going to the air on the final second of the first half, and that is a magical pass to Kevin Fuller to beat the buzzer, 35-14 in favor of IC at the half. Pretty good stuff right there from Michael Bates. You see why he is so highly accorded and acclaimed. However, Lawrence comes back in the waning moments, or I should say in the starting moments of the second half right there. Touchdown pass to Tyler Major makes it a 35-20 game. Oh, the Blue Boys going to work. Dakota Lamieux at 160 yards rushing on the day. Good rush for there into the red zone. Bates just trying to make something happen, and look at this. Beautiful apparent touchdown pass right there, again to Kevin Fuller. Unfortunately, officials ruled that it would not count. Fuller had stepped out of bounds, so he was ineligible to catch it. Field goal attempt. Oh, IC gonna fake it. Doesn't work out quite right for the Blue Boys. So taking over on downs is Lawrence, but that didn't last very long. Joe Gaines playing center field in the back of the IC defense comes up with a snared interception, gives his team great field position yet again, and Michael Bates goes right back to work. This will be touchdown number 3 of the day, hooking up right here with Colin Dooling, who comes wide open across the middle. At that point, IC leading. They're just never going to look back in this ball game. More from Bates, this time hooking up on the long distance 77-yard reception from the lefty. This time to Brandon Downing, who's going to go the distance. That's touchdown number 5 on the day, passing for Michael Bates. That's why he's leading the nation. Massive offensive output. But you know what? It's 49-20 at that point. Why not one more from IC? This time it is the route graduate, Michael Tonry, getting the 2-yard carry to punctuate the scoring today. Tell you what, Illinois College actually upped their offensive output, came in averaging 50 points a game today. They scored 56 and improved to 4-0 on the season by the final count in this one of 20-56. IC is very much for real. If you get a chance, you got to check these guys out. An awful lot of fun to watch, almost like a video game out there playing the offense today. Meanwhile, we've got more college football news for you. Quincy University had a new starting quarterback today. The debut of Jacksonville High's Nick Lonergan. He was down 21-0 at one point, rallied his team with 3 touchdowns, took the ball game to overtime. Lonergan threw an interception in the OT. St. Joseph's gets a chance to kick the game-winning field goal. Freshman does it. Quincy University's attempts for first win of the season come up just shy, but Nick Lonergan looks really good in the second half in his starting quarterback debut today for the Hawks. Elsewhere, not much positive to tell you about Culver Stockton's game today with number 4 Mo Valley. Marcus Moss did have 2 sacks. Culver Stockton, though, pretty much stymied in this game. They didn't score their touchdown until slop time. They are still winless on the season, losing 47-40. 47-7, I should say, was your final there. Also, Truman State today, a loser for the second time in a row in 2 straight weeks. Fort Hays State comes into Kirksville, spoils the affair today. 37-23 was your final on that ball game. A couple of scores with some players of local interest. Trey Yoakum, the outstanding BPCA running back, again with some touchdowns today for Monmouth as they knock off St. Norbert. 2 more for Trey Yoakum. and 149 yards on the ground. And I want to mention this because we haven't had a chance to talk much about this young man, but Brad Vogel, the former Central Lee star, was the reigning conference player of the week in the EAC after a great kickoff return last week. He was none too shabby as a wide receiver today. 7 catches for 202 yards and a touchdown as Simpson beats Wartburg by the final count in that game of 20-19. Nice to see Brad playing so well these days. Well, to the high school ranks now, where for all of the ridiculous offensive numbers the West Hancock Titans have put up this season, they've not been able to translate that success into tangible victories. In fact, with 4 losses already on the books in 5 weeks, Brian Luton's team was on the brink of elimination today against Sherrard. Must-win situation from here on out for the Titans. Homecoming, planting the flag, trying to send a message to Sherrard in this game. Titans down 7-0 early, but you knew there would be plenty of offense in this one, and it starts with Coy Dorothy. We've talked a lot about his passing prowess. Kid can flat run it right here. 45-yard rush, takes that ball all the way down to the red zone to the 10-yard line, and then on 4th down, it is a 3-yard rush from Coy Dorothy that puts the Titans on the board for the first time, makes it a 7-7 ball game at this point. Second quarter, West Hancock would be trailing 14-10, 4th and 10 from the 17. The Titans would get tricky on this one. It is the double reverse flea flicker. You got to dust off the old playbook to find this one, but it is a thing of beauty as it works with Austin Hardy, who makes the one-handed catch, takes the ball down to the 1-yard line. That would set up Jed Slicker, who's going to go in from 1 yard out and put the Titans up 16-14 at that point. Sherrard, though, would fashion an answer late first half. West Hancock down 20-16 at that point. More in this one. It's Dorothy to Tyler Dooley on the nice pass and catch combination to set up a 1st and goal. 10 seconds left in the half. Coy Dorothy going to call his own number, scoring on the ground, and the Titans would lead at the break 24-20. Dorothy had 82 rushing yards on the day. I told you, the kid was throwing the ball all over the place. He can scramble with it a bit, too. Third quarter, Sherrard went up 27-24 with a pick 6. The Titans answer right back. Dorothy rolling right, hits Austin Hardy again, one of the finest receivers in the entire area. 78-yard touchdown strike, 31-27 Titans at the end of the third. Intensity, excitement building in this one. Sherrard not done. Those short touchdown pass would put them up 34-31 with 4:30 to play in the ball game, as you see right here. The Titans had a chance driving the ball late in this ball game, trying to make something happen. It would be Dorothy completing the pass right here to Dooley to put the ball close, but it is stripped. The Tigers recover, and that would burn 2 minutes off the clock before punting. That left the Titans with 2 minutes and a long field to go in this one. 4th and 4 from their own 34-yard line at this point. Dorothy would buy some time, and he's going to find Colby Shilson to keep West Hancock's hopes for a playoff berth and a win in this ball game alive. Look at the pass. Look at Shilson coming free. That kid can't come unguarded, but unfortunately for Sherrard, unfortunately for West Hancock, he did. Later, Dorothy picks up a 1st down with a short gain. The Titans move the ball all the way inside the 20 with a final timeout and a final attempt. 4th and 10. Dorothy was chased, sacked, and West Hancock's dreams of trying to make a back-end run into the playoffs come to an end as they end up losing a heartbreaker today, 34-31. Been a lot of heartbreakers for the Titans this season. They fall to 1-5 on the season. Tough loss for Brian Luton and the crew today. Meanwhile, after a fantastic Week 6, we've begun our polling for your Star of the Week. Remember, we honor this person in Duerisms every Thursday, and we allow you to pick that person. You simply have to go to my Facebook page, and you can find that very easily by accessing it through Duerisms, and you can go there and you can vote. We've got a number of candidates up right now with more than 100 votes and very short voting. Adam Veith from Brown County is your leader over Logan Pruitt from Clark County. Pruitt spelled with an I, by the way. Dalton Hubner, the star for Central Southeastern last night, and currently Scott Beck, the Unity pace and running back / quarterback / utility guy in 4th. But again, a lot will change. Voting closes Wednesday at 8. Cast your vote for your favorite. Democracy rules, everybody. And when we come back, the nationally ranked Quincy High volleyball squad faces its toughest test yet, plus softball, cross-country, golf, and all your other prep sports fun from a very productive and very busy Saturday afternoon. We'll see you in 2 minutes.
You're watching KHQA Overtime with Chris Dewar. Brought to you by Con Communications.
And welcome back to Overtime, everybody. The website Max Preps elevated the undefeated Quincy High volleyball squad to number 15 in the entire nation this week. But considering the company the Blue Devils would be swimming with at the Belleville East tournament today, well, that only made Barb Christ's team a more inviting target. After improving to 20-0 last night, Quincy High opened championship pool play today against Incarnate Word and Breeze Central. Two really good programs today. Barb Christ not really happy with her team's play. They were down one game and trailing by 3 in the second game to Incarnate Word here. But here is Alex Dietrich with what we call a power move. My goodness, that girl's nose is going to be a little bit swollen tomorrow. We'll show it to you in slow motion. Look at Alex Dietrich swing, and look at the poor reaction of this girl. Use your hands, girl, not your grill to block that. My goodness. Good kill right there, and then more to come from Monica Bumbry throwing down hard. Her team down 18-20 at that point. More to come from the Blue Devils right here. Good stuff from right here, India Green, but not enough. Quincy High loses for the first time this season, 25-22, 25-21. We'll continue with the highlights against Breeze Central. Quincy High getting off to a better start behind Brooke Agard, who throws down the nasty kill. How about a little defense as well? Monica Bumbry stepping up and getting the block, and her team getting ignited at that point. India Green doing what great setters did and do. She made the all-tournament team today, kind of tapped one over for her team there. Michaela Llewellyn was big in this game as well. She's going to come up nicely right here with the defense along the right wing, throwing down the block at that point. Quincy High leading. This game went back and forth. Whitney Buss with a nice contribution. Eventually, Quincy High found its way to a victory over a very good Breeze Central team today. Quincy High wins in 2 games there, and Quincy High ends up playing for 3rd place today despite the loss early. They continue to win out today, and they end up beating Koryezu by the final count of 2-1. As I mentioned, India Green making the all-tournament team today. Blue Devils a good showing, but that field was absolutely loaded today. The kind of test if the Blue Devils have legitimate state championship aspirations, they got to pass, and they looked pretty good at times today. Elsewhere on the docket, volleyball-wise, congratulations to the Illini West Chargers. They're really good in tournaments. They end up winning the Rushville Invitational today, 2-1 over Havana. Also, Brown County playing in that same tournament. The consolation game beats ISD 2-0. Kendall Harper with 7 digs on the day. Well, Holy Trinity was playing up in competition in Iowa, going 2-2 at the loaded Urbandale tournament with losses to Hull Western Christian and Cedar Falls, the 8th-ranked team in Class 5A. Remember, Holy Trinity number 2 in Class 1A, the smallest classification in Iowa. The Crusaders did beat Carroll and West Des Moines Valley today. Michaela Fecky, the super sophomore, 47 kills on the day in total for Holy Trinity. Also, Unity in regular season action, taking out Calhoun today. Libby Beers with 6 kills on the day for the victorious Mustangs on the road. Long road trip. More long road fun today for everybody not named Knox County in the softball digs today. Championship game, Knox County tournament. South Shelby down 7-0. Knox adding to the problems. Lauren Dale with a 2-run single there to make it 9-0. Rachel Poston didn't need much more than that. She was dominant on the hill all day long. Her team played 2 games. They outscored their opponents 26-0. That speaks to Poston's dominance. Meanwhile, Olivia Nichols right here, or excuse me, Bailey Couch right there with the double to set up Olivia Nichols, who's going to drive in the game-winning run on the 10-run rule. And Olivia Nichols getting it done today as the Knox County Lady Eagles play rude hostesses, winning their own tournament and winning it emphatically 10-0 in the championship game over South Shelby. Knox County playing some really good softball today. And so far throughout the fall as districts start next week. Good tune-up for the Lady Eagles going forward, a team that has legitimate aspirations of making a deep run in the postseason. They kind of proved it again today with that high-powered offense. More softball scores today. Palmyra Lady Panthers are the champions of the Cairo tournament, beating Salisbury in that final game 3-1. In the Emo tournament today, Bowling Green moved into the championship bracket with a 10-0 win over Van Far. Van Far, though, does win the consolation championship today, beating Clopton team by the final count of 4-3. We've got golf for you today. D.A. Wybring Invitational. We got there a little late today. Started an hour earlier than we knew. We do apologize, but we'll pick it up with Q&D's William Eversman here with a really nice tee shot on the par 3 on 15. He hits the green about 10 feet from the pin, rolls off to the fringe. He has good touch, though, on his second shot. A little chip shot right here puts him up close, a 2-foot putt. Eversman would tap in there. Q&D wins as a team today. Looks really good behind Mr. Eversman. Same group, Quincy High's Austin Pieper coming up right here. Oh, he's going to make some things work from the front of the green. Really good read to leave this just 4 foot away. However, he'd take bogey on that hole. Cale Bergtorf from Q&D on 17, going to play it safe. Nice layup approach shot for the team that ended up winning today, as you will see Cale in just a matter of seconds right here. Kel Bergtorf and QD really good today as a team. They finished with a 324 to kind of run away with the championship. They were led by the medalist today, Drew Eaton, who had a 77. Unfortunately, he was off the course by the time we got there today. They went quick and they started early, but congratulations to Charles Scholes and the Raiders as they end up getting the very nice victory today, tune up for the postseason, which starts on Tuesday. Also, golf scores today at the Pittsfield Invitational. Pittsfield plays Rude hosts, winning with a 344 over West Central and West Hancock. Your medalist on the day and the only golfer on the day to break 80 would be a young man who you know well. He had a great week over here at the West Central Conference Tournament as well. Kennedy Cattleman shot a 79 today. Ben Hooker of Brown County finishes second, and Sam Donahue of Pittsfield finishes third on the day individually. Also, Quincy High School tuning up for a big trip to Spencer T. Olin this week for the regional. They post their lowest score of the year, winning the Edwardsville Invitational with a 288. Corey Boots, 2 under par for medalist honors with a 69. Zach Burry right behind him with a 70 at 1 under par. Colby Rodemick today really good as well, 3 over par for 9th place. That's 3 Blue Devils in the top 10. That's a pretty hot golf team going into the postseason. Let's talk about the Tom Oakley Cross Country Invitational. On the girls' side, Haley McNay first out of the gate from Quincy High, and that would set a furious tone. At the 1 mile mark, she was leading and leading comfortably, and this is what Haley does. She runs really well at home. Now that she's healthy, she's running really well everywhere. Nice to see that. Liberty with a strong showing, though, placing 3rd, 4th, and 5th at the 1 mile mark at that point, trying to make a rather concerted team effort in this one. McNay, though, with a personal record in this one to win the individual championship at 18:44 on the day. Carly Garnett of Illini West finished in second with a personal best of 19:03. Then Liberty to win the team title was led by Jackie Graham, who finished at 19:20. Quincy Notre Dame led by the freshman Sarah Lewis, who finished at 22:15 at that point. On the boys' side, Burlington, just years ago, they were nationally ranked. This is a program that's always dominant in Iowa. They were the heavy favorites today. They would prove why. They were running the first mile in 4:53, but Pittsfield's Jeremy Malincrot trying to break up the Burlington Greyhound party. But good for Jeremy. He was trying to break that top 5 as Burlington was looking for a perfect score today. Jeremy was not having it at 2 miles. He's in 4th at 10:10 at that point. Burlington takes first at 15:14, a pace of 5:05 a mile. That's ridiculous, ridiculously quick. Malincrot, though, the top local finisher, 5th place today at 15:40. Jonathan Robinson led Quincy High. He finished at 16:30, which was 9th place overall. Stephen Musholt led Quincy Notre Dame with a 16:51. You may be wondering, no Luke Watson in the top 5. Luke Watson didn't run today, so that's why the QD star wasn't among the tops in that competition today. On the team side of things, as I mentioned, the Liberty girls run away from everybody, posting a really good score and look really good in doing it. Quincy High 2nd, Illini West 3rd, QD 4th, and Rushville Industry 5th. On the boys' side today, Burlington, as I said, untouchable nearly, but Liberty with a nice team showing to kind of gear up for the postseason. Quincy High, QD, and Illini West all in the final mix as well. We have some soccer scores to pass along as well. Congratulations to the Quincy Blue Devils, who in the loaded Gateway Classic win the B bracket today. There are some really elite teams playing up in the A bracket. Quincy High was the best of the B bracket, though, today, beating DeSmet. Blake Herman with a pair of goals in that one. Also, Quincy Notre Dame in Chicago taking a pair today, actually taking 1 of 2. They beat Wheaton North 4-2, and they end up tying Evanston in a game where apparently no defense was played whatsoever. 5-5 your final on that one. And congratulations to the Hannibal Pirates soccer team, which runs the table in Camdenton down at the lake today. Hannibal beats Lebanon in the semifinals 2-0. Scott Cockrell with a goal there. And then in the championship game against Westphalia Fatima, it's Hannibal winning 2-1. Tyler Thomure, Aaron White, both with goals as the Pirates do nice work. Congratulations to Eric Hill. Good weekend for them in a good tournament as well. And we're not remotely done here. When overtime continues, it is your Con Communication Connection of the Week. Okay, so it wasn't the Hollywood finish everybody was hoping for, but I tell you what, the good people of Hancock County are darn proud of the Hamilton junior high schoolers today in baseball state semifinals, losing to Nokomis 9-3. This was a team that was vying for a state championship today, then relegated to the 3rd place game. Tough loss there as well for Hamilton as they end up losing an 8-6 decision in the late game. In that game, Will Fox, 2 home runs, 4 for 4 on the day. Ridiculous performance for that young man. Congratulations to Hamilton. 4th place in the state. That's a heck of an accomplishment. And Will Fox, remember that name into the future, had an RBI in the first game as well. That kid may be your next great star in Tri-State high school baseball. Down the road a couple of years, of course, but nice to see Hamilton doing good work at the junior high school level. Well, 'tis the time every Saturday that we honor the area's best sports coupling with the Con Communications Connection Award. Each week in the segment, we'll unveil our pick for the best local connection. The monthly award, however, is all up to you. You can go to our website during the last week of each month, which is next week for us because we'll be all done, peruse the nominees, and vote for your favorite. And as an inducement for you to vote, we're offering each and every one of you a chance to win a great prize package from Con Communications simply by going to connecttristates.com starting this week at the end of this month and registering your opinion. So your last nominee of 5 comes to us from last night's Palmyra-Clark County game. Logan Pruitt is basically connecting here with serendipity because you're not going to see a better play than this probably anywhere this season. The interception, he falls down backwards on the man and somehow still has the presence of mind to extricate himself from the situation. He never touches the ground, so he's still live. Logan Pruitt, smart senior, savvy kid, takes it to the house on the pick-6 interception. Just a ridiculous play for the undefeated Clark County Indians. And that, my friends, is your Con Communication 5th and final nominee for the month of September/August. In case you need any review on the other nominees earlier this month, we had the great pass from Coy Dorothy to Austin Hardy of West Hancock to start things off. We had River View, another football nominee this month from Quincy High School, absolutely lighting up a quarterback this month, so great hit from him. Also, we had some soccer for you. It was the combination of Tyler Thomure to Aaron White to give Hannibal its first ever program win over Helias, and then Blake Richardson with the pancake block for Triopia, add in Logan Pruitt. Somehow we ended up with 4 football this month. I don't know how that worked out, but that was just the way it was. Again, you can go starting Monday and vote, and we'll announce the big winner of a prize package. Great stuff from Con Communications coming up a little later this week. Also, some college scores to pass along for you today. We've got soccer for you. Bad day for the Culver-Stockton programs. The women lose, and so do the men. 4-0 was your final on the men's game. 3-0 your final on the women's game as well. Hannibal-LaGrange doing much better today, at least on the women's side, dropping an 11-0 victory over Benedictine Springfield. The men, in a battle of nationally ranked programs, shut out today by Ashford. 4-0 was your final there. Also in volleyball today, Peru State, no match for Culver-Stockton. Quincy High product Abby Foster with 25 kills. Quincy University gets off the schneid, beats William Jewell today. 3-0 was your final there.